What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So, DE finally gave us a new Prime mod, and here we are covering the new Primed Steady Hands mod in Warframe. I'll be covering why it's actually pretty good, why it's really bad, and basically why you might want to use this, what mods and weapons it would be useful with. So let's hop right in. But before we do, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff. You have to place Warframe content. And yeah, I'll be covering my Vasto build as well, which I get lots of requests on about basically what Vasto build I've got. Okay, so the newest Prime mod is going to be a recoil reduction mod. And let's start with some of the bad parts about it first. Then we can talk about why you actually might want to use it. So here we are in the sim right now. And as far as what this mod is going to be recoil reduction for secondaries. And DE did also give us a preview. We'll be getting the same, we're basically getting this exact same mod, but for rifles at the end of the month. So it's called Prime Steady Hands, and it gives 85% recoil reduction. To compare it to the normal Steady Hands mod, normal Steady Hands gives 60% recoil reduction. So for 10 additional drain, we get 25% more recoil on the card. So it doesn't go crazy like this. And to put it in perspective as well, a level 0 version of Prime Steady Hands gives 7.7% recoil reduction, whereas a level 0 of normal Steady Hands gives double the stats. It gives 15% recoil reduction. So already starting things off, it's not looking too hot for Prime Steady Hands. It actually doesn't even bypass normal Steady Hands until it's 13 mod drain. Yeah, like level 7. So that being said, it's a 16 mod drain Exilus mod, whereas other primed Exilus mods are 10 mod drain. So we look at normal pistol M mutation, 7 mod drain for it leveled up. For prime pistol M mutation, it is 10 mod drain. As far as the difference, it is almost double the stats, so it's definitely more properly balanced. Now, I do hope that DE does reduce the mod drain of Prime Steady Hands, because not only is it not giving us a ton of stats compared to what it probably should be, the mod drain feels ridiculous on the current patch. So as far as what I can do with my build, I have every single mod slot for mud, and it is just fitting on. If I was going to a different build that maybe had like a 90 elemental or maybe a prime convulsion or something, it would be literally impossible to fit that on the build. So this mod is basically unusable on many builds unless you are fully committed to a fully, modded up, full drain build. Now, as far as what this is going to do for us, I'm going to be honest with you, the main use for this mod is when you have a Riven mod that gives plus recoil, because the way it stands right now, if you use the Deadhead Arcane, which gives 50% recoil reduction, we're already good to go with the normal Steady Hands. We've got 50% here and 60% here, so we have complete recoil removed, basically. That being said, we have a Riven that gives plus recoil that does come into account when you are actually looking at all this stuff. At the same time, with high dispel weapons like the Vasto, you're going to have so much recoil anyway, it might not even fully offset like this. 87% recoil increase, 85% recoil reduction, so it doesn't even fully offset my Riven, sadly. But yeah, go ahead and showing how this works with the plus recoil Riven and Deadhead. We've also got the Vasto Incarnon with the minus recoil perks. We got a total of 185% recoil reduction, which is hilariously still having a little bit of recoil, but thankfully not that big of a deal. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hop over here and just show how this works. Now, as far as what you should do if you want to use the Vasto Incarnon with no Riven, I honestly think you should get a Riven because the Rivens are like 10 plat, and these things hit pretty hard, too. So let's get some Incarnon ammo here. As you can see, this thing is basically a laser right now, even with a 87% increased recoil Riven. But the good part with the Vasto is the Vasto Incarnon has lots of recoil. You just go ahead and just, not even have to aim, or not to, correct for recoil at all. Now, recoil in Warframe is not really a big factor to me most of the time. But when you're running an acuity build like this, where it basically is all or nothing on headshots, it can be pretty helpful. So just go ahead and throw on Nourish too. As you can see, now the thing is, this would not even be a consideration if I wasn't using a plus recoil Riven. I just got a new non-recoil Riven, and for that one, you could basically take off Deadhead now for even more damage. As far as ideas I've been going for replacing Deadhead, since I don't need it anymore with my other Riven, we could actually just take this off. So we're going to switch Rivens now. We're going to go from the Vasto plus recoil ribbon to the Vasto minus Corpus ribbon. We keep on prime steady hands. We go to Outburst instead, though. So Outburst will give us increased crit chance, crit damage, 20% per combo drain from our melee. If we run the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon, we could have like an 11x if we stack it up with our Torrent. So the way that works is we get primary kills that stacks an additional combo, and then we can swap to our Vasto for insano damage. It's very annoying to do. I probably won't actually do it. This is something you could definitely try at least. So that being said, we actually take off the ribbon. We've got full recoil reduction, and then some. Actually, we're a little bit overkill on the recoil reduction. I would say that this mod is only really usable if you have a plus recoil ribbon. That being said, it will be on any weapon. It doesn't have to only be the Vasto for that. Let's go ahead and do all our stuff now. So we don't have any major combos. We got 120% increased CD. As you can see, these numbers are looking a little bit lower because, yeah, we just don't have the upfront basic or the headshot multiplier of Deadhead. So that's the sad part, is that I feel like this mod, the Prime Steady Hands, is kind of worthless because of Deadhead being pretty much best in slot on a weapon like this. On a weapon that you would actually care about recoil, you were probably going to run Deadhead anyway. So that's why I'm kind of like, So at the same time, I would say the main reason to run. Oh, also technically, if you want to, you could take, if you want to just run Deadhead and Steady Hands here, which would work with normal Steady Hands. Also change the Marksman's Hands perk to like auto reload or more magazine size. I like it being a 6-shooter, but you could totally change that to like increase magazine size or increased magazines or reload magazine while holster. So yeah, a great weapon to use on is the Vasto Incarnon. The Vasto can get crazy stats like 581% crit chance and 35.4 multiplier. Again, I'm using my other ribbon, so it doesn't have plus viral anymore, but we're using Nourish to be able to cover that anyway. There are some other weapons this thing can work on since I've shown the Vasto build. And again, it will be involving weapons that have plus recoil ribbons. So if you don't use pistol ribbons, definitely don't worry about this mod. So we've got plus 62% recoil on this ribbon, and we've got Prime Steady Hands offset that entirely, thankfully. But again, look at the build. There's lots and lots of mod drain on here. That is a little bit on the annoying side. So we got secondary Deadhead as well, giving a total of like 135% recoil reduction. We're still going to see a little bit of recoil probably. Actually, not that much. That's not too bad. So yeah, guys, if you do have plus recoil ribbons, this is going to offset it. If you don't have those, hopefully you didn't even bother buying the mod, because it's worse than normal Steady Hands at low level, and it takes like so much endo to make it better than normal Steady Hands. It is super, super not worth it. Now, it does feel pretty nice in the Akjagara, I will say that. But, yeah, how different would it have felt with normal Steady Hands? Where, like, is it going to even be noticeable? I feel like it won't be even noticeable. Let's go ahead and show that right now, actually. So with Deadhead and normal Steady Hands, will you see any difference? I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna guess right now. No, it'll look exactly the same with normal Steady Hands. I want to say I see a little bit of recoil, so maybe not entirely the same actually. So, is it the worst Prime mod in the game? No, I would say that Prime Deadly Efficiency is probably the worst Prime mod in the game. But this is definitely pretty close. So, going forward, hopefully DE can make some more useful Prime mods, not ones that are just like, pretty much, if you have a ribbon with a relatively bad negative, it can offset it. Beyond that, normal Steady Hands might just be better, as well as requiring less Forma, too. So, that's going to be basically it for the video, guys. A quick one on this new Prime mod. We are going to, like I said, we're going to be getting Prime Stabilizer at the end of April. A little bit of a late April Fool's joke, so it will be the same exact situation for that too. Do you have a plus recoil ribbon? Do you have it for a weapon that actually cares about recoil? Because I have a plus recoil ribbon on the Torrid, but of course we're not going to really be caring about the Torrid's recoil too much because even with the plus recoil ribbon, it's hard to even notice. So that's basically it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I didn't waste too many ducats on. I bought 2 copies of it to show the unranked version being weaker than the normal, and to show the maxed out version. So yeah, maybe if DE. Honestly, if DE is listening, all you need to do, DE, is make it where it is 10 mod drain instead of 16 mod drain. If you want to buff the recoil reduction to 100%, that'd be great. But at the same time, I'm probably going to run Deadhead anyway, because Deadhead gives multipliers to headshots, and also gives that big chunk of damage too. So, see you guys in the next video. Appreciate the support, and take it easy. Peace.